One Hall of Famer to another. We got Joe Haden. Joe, I'm getting blinded by the Gator bling on your hand. Look at those national championship
National
rings,
championships,
baby.
man.
Woo.
Hall of Fame, national championships. Gators did me right.
Love it. Congratulations on
Thank
the Hall inductee.
Let me see those again. Put them out there.
What's it?
Yeah.
What's it like? You're years removed now for your playing career here, but to be inducted into this hall and to be inducted as an elite college football player, how does that feel?
I mean, it feels amazing, especially now me being retired from the NFL. You can finally sit back and look at your college experiences, your time in the NFL. And just when I look back at my time in Florida, playing with so many great players, playing against so many great players, playing against A.J. Green, Matthew Stafford, Noshawn Marino being the main competitors against Georgia. It was elite of elites, and while we were going into it, you didn't really know how it would pan out, how people's careers would go. But now looking back at them, like, dude, we were playing against some of the best players in the world at that time.
Now, Joe, tell me about the week, because I played at Miami, and I knew what it was like Florida State week. Florida State week was intense, focused, everything was just keyed on how we was going to win that game. This game right here, I told these guys earlier, I have sports envy, all right? Because I played at Miami, and I didn't have the opportunity to have like a neutral site game where we played against our fierce rivalry. Tell me what it was like at Florida the week that you had to play Georgia.
It was a huge week, real big, because you knew at the same time they were going to bring their A game, and then it's that neutral site thing that you're saying. You're bringing your fans, they're bringing their fans. It's 50-50 split.
Yep.
It's not no other game that I played in is a legitimate 50 split where you look on one side, it's completely your fans, other side complete opposite. So it's just it's a different environment, and it's you know it's going to be a really, really good game. We're always ranked in mostly the top 10, so you're playing against really, really fierce competitors.
How was the intensity in practice at Florida that week you had to play Georgia?
It was crazy, and especially, from after my freshman year when we lost and they ran on the field on us, that changed the whole dynamic of it. It was like, it's not a game now. Now we really
it's personal.
Okay. Y'all came on that thing and ran 110 players on the field on one time. That was never seen it before, so it just made it a little more personal.
That's crazy.
So when you look back on those days, Joe, and we'll get into Billy Napier in the future of the program a little bit later, but when you look back in those days, what are some of the fondest moments you see? Because you guys had a rare run there for a few years.
I would say, man, it was just those recruiting classes from when I first got there, when Tebow, Percy Harvin,
the Pounceys, all of them.
They were in my class, but the class before it was Brandon Spikes, Percy Harvin, and Tim Tebow.
Right.
I think they were the original ones that set it up, and then when we came in, Cam Newton, the Pouncey twins, myself, Hernandez, we had ballers. So then when we had so many guys on the team that just wanted to be instant playmakers, instant starters, it was that camaraderie of us, that freshman class. When we first came in, we all graduated early from school. We're there basically seniors in high school, and our first day of school was the national championship in 2006 when they beat Ohio State. So that was one memory I will never forget. We finally get dropped off at school, and now me and Cam, we're in the dorms. We're like, so we can kind of do whatever we want. Like, you can go out, we can go just hang out. So we watched the game, and just after, met on University, people throwing toilet paper all over the place. So it was like my first day of school was a national championship, and that was something I'll never forget.
That became the bar immediately.
That became the bar. I'm like, okay, we need to do this, like, as the players. Like, because it was the town was crazy.
Couple more for Joe Haden, inductee in the Florida-Georgia Game Hall of Fame, and a University of Florida great. When you think of recruiting, and you just named a bunch of guys that's what Herb went out and did. He secured talent, and then Billy says we're in the talent acquisition business. Can he do it? Can he revive that part of the University of Florida?
That's what it is. It's all about the recruiting. If you can get the players, you got to get the talent to your school. End of the day, coaching is coaching, but when you have those dudes on the field that I'm going to cover that guy no matter what. He's not going to get open on me. You have to have dudes that are going to win their one-on-one matchups, and that's just the best players in the country. When you get them dudes on one team working together, trying to figure it out, that's when it really, really makes it happen. So, you got to get those. You got to get those 5 stars. You got to get those guys that are just better than other players that can be able to win their one-on-ones.
Every play is that 5-second one-on-one war, right?
Oh, 1,000%. And that's how you understand. If your D-line is playing against the offensive lineman, they understand, and that's a one-on-one. The same way the DB's out there covering the wide receiver. You got 3 seconds, beat him up, get to the quarterback. It's all of these little one-on-ones that if you have better players on your team that can win those individual matchups, it makes it a lot easier.
So speaking of recruiting, because I know why I came to the University of Miami, because I watched them on TV. I celebrate. My dad celebrated them, and I said to myself, if I want to go somewhere and be a champion, I got to go to the University of Miami. If I was going to play with them or play against them and lose. So when you went to Florida, what was the decision, ultimate decision, for you to go to Florida? I know you saw him on TV. I knew you loved what you saw, and you wanted to be a part of it.
I think the main thing, like what you said, I wanted to go somewhere where I was going to be a contender. I wanted to go somewhere where I knew they had a good football and basketball program. I was looking at a little bit of everything. I wanted to go somewhere where I have a good time. Weather doesn't hurt being in Florida. My two schools was either going to be Florida or Ohio State. Urban Meyer, great recruiting coach. The class that went in before, the people that I saw going to the school, that also does help. Like, you know that we're going to have some ballers coming in. There's a lot of 5 stars. Not afraid of competition. So just wanting to be at a spot where you feel like you're going to be able to compete for national championships. And if you do start there, then you'll be able to make it to the next level. So just a little bit of that, a little bit of everything.
All right, before you go, Joe, you wore a number of different uniforms, particularly in the AFC, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, all that. What do you think about what you're seeing from the Jacksonville Jaguars? There's some talent on both sides of the football.
Oh, it's super talented, man. I think the one thing, man, once you get that quarterback, you got the guy. You got a quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. You have that helm. Everybody else, all the other positions, I think you'll be able to there's not a lack of talent on the team. So I think if we just start getting the coaching up, the defense is looking great, making plays, get a couple more skill positions on the outside, like a good number one. But I think the defense is doing great, creating turnovers. And once you get Trevor Lawrence, just keep coaching them up. And once you get that quarterback, that's the main thing. You can fix everything else around it, but when you have that one, I think you'll be good.
Now, before I leave, let me see the national championships. Which one's the national championships?
I got these 2. I had 1 national championship, but they gave us 2 rings.
Oh, they gave you 2 rings.
They gave me 2 rings.
So you got 2 for 1.
This is 2 for 1, 2 for $1.
Oh, okay. Well, then the hell, I should have 6 rings.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I got 3 national championships. I just don't wear them. My auntie got it. 87, 89, 91 in Miami.
Oh, well, I would, if I were you, I'd be rocking all of them.
Well, I'm about to call my auntie.
Call auntie, because my dad had these ones while I was in the NFL because I didn't want nobody to mess them. So
that's
when
why I gave them to my auntie.
He just gave them back to me, so this is my second time.
You know, I'm about to call auntie in so I can go to rock.
It's time for you to get
them
back.
Joe Haden, thank you very much. Congratulations. Big honor for you, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Joe.
Appreciate it.